Before we get started with the actual free-to-play guide, let's go through the different animals that live in the ocean. By this, I mean the usual way mobile game players are categorized in different tiers, based on how much money they spend on the game. Additionally, I list the free-to-play players as well. These tiers are rough categories and should not be taken literally. And it is possible to find oneself in more than one category. This is how you can find out what kind of a fish are you and where you belong in the food chain. Let's start from the top, the krakens. These things spend thousands into this game, ranging anywhere from a couple of hundred per month to tens of thousands per month. Realistically, as a free-to-play player, these players should be mostly out of your reach, especially if they play and spend actively in the game. The second tier, the whales, however, are within the free-to-play player's reach. I consider them having used total of $1,000 or over $100 per month to the game. Top tier free-to-play player's job is to keep the whale population healthy, just like the real sharks in the real ocean, who eat the sick and the weak. And this is how the ecosystem stays healthy, or, following this metaphor, keeps the whales spending in the game, alongside with the competition with other whales. Next up are the dolphins, who spend about $20 per month. Most of the dolphins are casual players and should not resist much when they get eaten. However, this price range also offers some of the best for the buck offers, so there might be some more dangerous units in the pod. Additionally, there is the goldfish category, who spend here and there and are even more casual than the dolphins. Not much to comment here. And now to the free-to-play players. Let's start this list from bottom to top. At the bottom are the plankton. These are basically the players who are just trying out the game, kids who have stolen the mobile phone from their parents, etc. While krakens view everything in the ocean as plankton, these players are the actual plankton. Basically people who have just started the game or trying it out. They are at the bottom of the food pyramid and should pose no threat. Then, between plankton and the sharks, are variety of the fish. Different shapes and colors, impossible to categorize them all. And then the sharks. These are the players who follow content creators, are competitive, and in Magic the Gathering player type profiling, they will be Spike the tournament player category. Active and competitive. They keep the whales in check and can beat most of the dolphins that get in their way. Then, over the sharks are the biggest of the sharks, the orcas. Having too much time in their hands, and usually accompanied by some silly need to prove themselves better than the rest of the group, this is usually the maximum that the free-to-play player can hope to achieve. Krakens being out of reach, but sick whales and baby whales are common food on the table. And if this is something you want to be, this guide will be helpful in your MSF career. And not to sound like a broken record, just like many other content creators have said, not only in this game, but the main reason to play games is to have fun. And if being competitive in the games is your way for fun, then the information on this channel should fit you very well. Lastly, even if being competitive and overly interested in the game is not your thing, I'm sure you can still find useful tips and tricks from the videos in this channel in your adventure in the Marvel Strike Force world.